Chapter 2. You already know our guests, Whimsy. Papa tilts his head toward the seats beside him. I gulp and wave back at our neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Donnelly. My mind swirls with questions, but my chest thumps with answers. Whimsy, Wildfire. Mrs. Donnelly, seated in the farthermost seat, leans across her portly husband. You don't mind if we intrude on your company, do you, dear? Of course not. I flash a polite smile, though my thoughts are anything but polite. Sharing an evening with Elsie Donnelly's parents excites me about as much as my etiquette classes. Papa leans in and whispers as we sit. My doctor friend isn't going to make it. Something must have delayed him. Delayed. Yes. Or the doctor's son was less than enthusiastic about meeting Miss Wildfire. Mrs. Donnelly hinted to your mother that they waited too late to purchase tickets and were unhappy with their seats, so I invited them to sit with us. I nod, then slouch down in my chair. My shoulders slump. From relief or disappointment? Mother taps my folded arms with her fan, her silent message for me to sit like a lady. I straighten and my hands drop in my lap. The gas lights extinguish and the overture swells. The rising curtain becomes a red blur as I blink back tears. The melodrama is about to begin, and I concentrate on my own performance for afterward. Once outside the theater, Papa steps to the edge of the wooden sidewalk and holds a hand up. Across the street, our steward, Mr. Charles, taps the reins against the horses and circles behind the waiting carriages lined up collecting passengers. I flick my handbill, the play's title Elfie scripted across the page, until a light gust kisses my face. The wind dances along Madison Street, ruffling storefront awnings. The warm breeze brings relief from the stagnant humidity that infiltrated the auditorium. Even Mother, who thought it bad form to flutter during a performance, swished her fan once or twice, though I wouldn't dare say I noticed. The fresh air lifts the cleansing scent of lime from my unraveling hair and pricks my eyes. How did you like the play? Mother links arms with me, steering us toward our carriage. John and Sadie climb in and sit. Oh, it was wonderful, Mother, truly. I return the kerchief she loaned me, now damp with furtive dabs of sweat. She pushes a tendril from my face and her hand rests against my cheek. Your eyes are swollen. Her blue eyes study me, as if to determine if the crying was for the fine acting or the absentee doctor and son. I'm fine, really, Mother. She steps up into the carriage and sits across from John while I sink against the brocade seat next to Sadie. Mr. Donnelly's voice carries from the sidewalk. Not joining us at the cafe, Walter? Invisible fingers seem to wrap around the back of my neck and squeeze. Please say no, Papa. Though a cup of boiled chocolate and cider cake tempts, another minute with Elsie or her parents does not. Maybe Tilly waits at home with baked late-night treats. I'm itching to drop into bed and read the Dickens novel I started yesterday. That, and soothe my wounded ego. It's getting late, perhaps another time. Papa's answer eases the tension in my neck. He climbs in and settles next to Mother. What happened to your friends? Mother asks Papa. If they had no intention of coming, they should have sent word. Whimsy was just devastated. Whimsy was not devastated, Mother, I manage to reply with as much calm as I'm able, then grab hold of the window sash tassel and send it into a pendulum swing. The carriage wheels creak into motion. Sadie gives my hand a gentle squeeze. He must have had an emergency and couldn't let us know in time, Amelia, Papa answers. I hope he plans to apologize to your daughter. What a disappointment. I lift the window sash and keep my eyes trained outside. Ladies clamp their hands to their heads so the swirling wind can't pluck their hats. Sadie clears her throat and proceeds with her best let's change the subject tone. So, Mother, about the wedding. Her words fade as my thoughts drift to the doctor and son. Mother's right. It's ill-mannered not to send any message at all. Papa said they weren't prone to formalities, something about having living abroad for an extended time. Warned regularly about my own poor contact, I found that appealing. Could there be someone in our society who fails in good manners as much as I? Of course, Whimsy is a superior student. My gaze snaps from the outdoor scene to Mother. Her lips hint at a smile, almost proud. When did the conversation turn back to me? Papa nods. At the top of her class. Mother peels off her gloves. All but in Miss Adelaide's manners classes. Her smile fades. I lean my head against the window, my temples throbbing now from the jostling vehicle. Miss Adelaide is so stern with Whimsy, Mama. I peek at Sadie, her brow wrinkling as it does when she takes my side. My half-smile can't quite express the gratitude I feel for her. No more so than with any of the other young ladies. Mother sighs. Whimsy, I would like to know what you plan for your future. I only want for you to be a proper wife someday. I straighten, and my gaze locks on Papa. He'd promised to intervene. It isn't my fault the meeting didn't go as planned. Well, not true if my unfortunate past counts, but will Papa ask Mother now about allowing me to pursue what's in my heart? Papa's tap on his cane knob matches the rhythm of my heart. About that, Amelia. You often say you could never manage your charities without Whimsy's help. Mother's smile returns, one of the few reserved for when she reproves of me. I scoot in my seat, my back rigid. He's going to ask her. I thought he'd wait until we were home, or at least until after we dropped John off, but John is almost family, so perhaps it's as well he knows too. True, but I hardly see what that has to do with her poor performance in Miss Adelaide's classes. Mother stares at the nervous bounce of my foot, and I cease, because breaking another of Miss Adelaide's rules will not help my case. Papa covers Mother's hands with his own. Not that Mother has ever looked her age, but a youthful glow infuses her cheeks. I clasp my hands and rest my chin atop. Ask her, Papa. Whimsy tells me there are several children still working in the city. We're aware of how many filled in for their fathers during the war, but she's found out that many are still laboring, especially in the families of those brave soldiers who died. Mother waves dismissively, and my hope dips like hitting a rut in the road. Yes, it is a shame, but we can't possibly help everyone. Her gaze meets mine. You assist me on all of my committees. You enjoy that, don't you? Mother manages her charities as efficiently as regiments. The Missionary Aid Society, the Committee for the Erring Woman's Refuge, the Ladies' Christian Union. Sorting donations and organizing bazaars have been the few tasks that escape Mother's criticism. But when stoop-backed children bound to the schedule of a factory clock seek our help and receive the charity baskets we offer, our effort at help seems futile. Clearly, the small wages those little hands bring in don't improve their lots in life. The vision of their wan faces constricts my throat as tightly as a corset. My answer comes out as a whisper. Yes, Mother, I do enjoy helping you. We've discussed this before. We must help from a distance. She closes her eyes and her full lips press together. The matter is closed. Help from a distance? But Jesus risked his reputation by talking to a Samaritan woman. He muddied his hands to heal a blind man and wet his feet in a raging storm to calm his disciples. Jesus didn't help from a distance. He stood in the midst of those who needed him. John swipes at a piece of lint on his frock coat. I thought Nicholas Nickleby lived in England. I didn't realize he'd disguised himself as a banker's little girl. Little girl? Sadie shakes her head at John, a gentle warning in her eyes to leave me be. I lean forward and glare at him. Mr. Dickens often wrote of the way things were. If you mean to insult me, Mr. Sterling, you should try harder. I fall back against the seat, crossing my arms against my crusting anger. Whimsy! Mother's face pales. What is wrong with me? An outburst in the lobby, arguing with John. Even Papa's raised eyebrows show surprise at my behavior. I bite my lip, as if that can keep the burning tears from falling. Sadie exhales. Mama, we understand about the charities. She places her hand on the crook of my arm and squeezes. Whimsy believes we can do more. Why not let her try? I nod. A word from me might break the enchantment cast by Sadie's winsome ways. The slight lines around Mother's eyes deepen. Why is she opposed to this? She withdraws her hand from Papa's and shifts toward the window. Resignation firms her full lips. She'll give in, but I feel like I've lost rather than won. Fine. If it's that important to you, I won't stand in your way. But I pray you don't end up like your Aunt Catherine. At the mention of Mother's sister, Papa's jaw clenches. Just like that, Mother has managed to persuade Papa against it. My head drops back against the seat, jamming my comb into my scalp. The topic of Aunt Kate annoys Papa as much as a slamming screen door on a stormy day. The only thing my parents have revealed is that Aunt Kate chose poorly in her marriage, in the opinion of my deceased grandparents, which led to many financial difficulties. How this figures into my request, I don't know, but I'm sure Papa will rethink things. Papa polishes his jeweled cane with his frock coat cuff. Perhaps we should talk about it later. Unable to massage the hurt in my heart, I settled for rubbing the sore spot on my scalp instead. A successful meeting might have changed Mother's mind, or at least made her more open to the idea. I tear off the corners of my handbill until a white paper pile mounds in my lap. The carriage continues at tortoise speed. My head droops, lulled to sleep by the rocking motion and the late hour. Through half-closed lids, I glance out the window. I bolt upright in my seat and brace the door handle. I tap Papa's knee. "Papa, stop the carriage, please!" Papa's brows draw together, but he raps on the roof and the vehicle stops. I burst out the door, white paper trailing behind me like thrown confetti, and cross to the small figure huddled in the road.